Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Camp Flood Media. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm back now and just in time to talk about Scream 5. I just saw it last night in theaters and holy shit. This has got to be the most violent Scream movie yet. Ghostface did not hold back at all. They were brutally stabbing the hell out of everyone in this movie, almost like they were mad at the people they were killing. Every time a character gets put in the position of getting killed, you're just feeling bad for them because it's so brutal. Ghostface was absolutely perfect in this movie. From the movements to the phone calls to the kills, Ghostface was top notch this time around. It really kind of felt like Halloween 2018, where Michael was like perfect throughout the entire movie, even though the movie itself was kind of rocky. Ghostface was perfect from beginning to end this time around. Really great job. I really like the cast too. Obviously, I was most excited having Sydney, Dewey, and Gale return. Like, I gotta love the trio. They're so amazing, and having them back for a fifth time, gotta love it. Dewey was really great this time around. He seemed like a really run-down version of the Dewey in Scream 4. He's done with all the bullshit in this town, and he does not want anything to do with it. Gale, however, is ready to go, although she's also worried about what's going on with Dewey, so it's nice to see those two characters check in with each other after so long. Sydney, though, Queen Sydney, so amazing in this movie. I love Neve Campbell, and she really brings so much to this role. Every time she's on screen, I was just completely on the edge of my seat listening to everything she had to say. Love Neve Campbell so much. The new cast were also actually surprisingly really good. My favorite was easily Mindy. Like, every time Mindy was on screen, I was laughing and having a good time, and I just thought she was a really well written character. Really gave me those great Randy vibes while also actually being Randy's niece, so I actually really liked Mindy. She was probably like the standout character of all the new characters for me. She didn't have like a crazy amount of screen time, but every time she was on screen, I really liked her. Kind of reminded me of Kirby a little bit in Scream 4, so maybe that's why I was really digging the Mindy character. I thought that Sam was actually a good protagonist, and I liked her a lot more than I expected to. She was a very strong character, and I really liked the way she carried herself on screen throughout the entire movie. She definitely gives me those Sydney vibes, so I definitely did enjoy her in this movie. I also really liked Richie from The Boys. If you watch The Boys, you know what kind of character he is in that show, and he honestly kind of acts similarly in Scream 5 as he does in The Boys. A very awkward, kind of like doesn't really know what he's doing character, and I think he plays that super well. Actually, I really love Jenna Ortega as well. She did an amazing job in this movie. Honestly, anytime I see Jenna Ortega in anything, she kind of kills it, so a really great job to her. She did an awesome job in this movie. The story this time around was actually really well done. I like how it harkened back to the original movie in 4 a little bit, and there was constantly references and throwbacks and nods to even 2 and 3. I really loved all of the stuff they were trying to do with this movie, making it a requel, as they like to call it. I think that for the most part, the entire story worked for me. There were a few little things towards the end that didn't quite land with me. I will say that the reasoning for the killers killing this time around didn't quite work as well for me as the killer's reasoning from Scream 1 to 4, and I think that probably played into me. Not that I disliked it, I still liked the reason for the killings happening, but it just didn't sit as well with me as some of the other reasons from the previous movies. There was also something going on in this movie with Sam having like visions of a certain character, and while it wasn't too bad, it felt a little out of place, and I think I would have preferred it to not be in the movie at all. I think the way they did it was, I guess, well done for how you're going to do that, but I think for the most part the movie would have just been better if they didn't do that at all. It's hard for me to talk about it without actually telling you what I'm talking about. Once you get into the movie and you see Sam and some of the things Sam is seeing, you'll be like, oh, that's weird. So that's how I feel about that. But for the most part, a lot of my nitpicks with the movie are pretty minor. There's a lot of really great things about this movie, like the atmosphere is perfect, the score is great, all of the characters are really great. Ghostface is perfect. For being a non-Wes Craven Scream movie, they really did a great job nailing the feeling of a Scream movie, and this is easily a great movie. You'll see some people probably griping about a few things here and there, but this is a really solid entry in the franchise, and I'm praying that we get a sequel to this movie. If you haven't got a chance to see it yet, definitely get out there and see the movie as quickly as possible. You do not want to have this movie spoiled for you, trust me. There's nothing worse than seeing a Scream movie and having the killers revealed before you've already seen it. So get out there and get to theaters if you can and see this movie, because you are going to have a great time. So what did you think of Scream 5, aka Scream 2022? Let me know in the comment section down below. And let me know your ranking of the Scream franchise now, because I'm very, very curious to see where you guys place Scream 5. I'll be doing a ranking video probably later in the week, so stay tuned for that. Till the next one, have a good one.